Welcome back to another Slice of Life episode of the project, and this is going to be, I believe, a Sunday upload. It's a little different because usually when I cover Sunday episodes that are focused on, well, meaningful interactions in the past or future, present, whatever, just with people in general that, again, confidentiality, privacy, no full names mentioned, nothing like that, but basically just positive, generally meaningful, or otherwise just generally positive interactions, or just like meeting new people. It's a very broad concept, but it covers usually the scene that I use, long story short, doesn't cover any sort of web browser. It's not digital or research. Well, it's going to be a little bit different today. So I just, I don't know, I was going to record anything right now, but I feel that there's so much that we need to do, so we're just going to work through with it. If you can't tell, my hair's a bit of a mess. It's because like I was going to take a shower, and I don't know, it was a very busy day today. We might end up putting this, what happened today, onto a separate episode, but not anything bad. It was pretty good. It's just there's a lot to do, and long story short, I didn't get to where I wanted to the point that I wanted to in terms of time frame, and so I couldn't do some basic caretaking stuff like take a shower. So I'm doing this on a whim. I'm just recording instead of going to a shower, so I don't know why. Anyways, so we do have a lot of stuff to cover. I'm probably going to record like 3-4 episodes right now. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is, some people who, there's going to be something usually I cover digitally, but part research, but it's going to be hybrid. We're also going to talk about people as well. So the first tab you see up here on the top left, right, is someone I had the pleasure of speaking with only over the phone. It was more like an interview. This was probably a couple years ago, probably 4 years ago. And I've been at the time working since 2016. Wow, it's like 8 years. Not active anymore, for an employment agency, so temporary employment agency. And at that time, it was kind of like a northeastern district region, and the old office that I had originally joined with was, I guess, closing down because the pandemic didn't bode well. And then on top of that, I, as one of their most, I guess, dependable and more reliable, trustworthy associates of that employment agency, I had also kind of not left, but I had taken on a direct hire job, and so I was transferred directly to one of the clients. And long story short, I was no longer working actively, even though I technically was employed with that agency, and that would be Express. There's a lot of franchises and offers of these in the States as well. Long story short, I didn't want to leave the connection, but eventually I sort of transferred after having started working at a new company, which honestly there was a lot of trouble and headache with that, one of the departments I was transferred to in that new company, but I'm not going to speak too much about that. But the point is, as I went there, about 2-3 years in, I just realized after checking up that their offices just closed. And the people that I had known from the old office, like one of them went to back to Alberta. She was a great person, kind of sad. The owner, who had switched several times, he also, I'm not sure where he went, so let's just say MNC. I knew MNC for, just we kind of, it was a very, how do you say it? We kind of treated each other like company, friends, and family kind of thing. because it was a small office, and usually in small office, small company, that's how it works. Depending on the work culture, and that was a very nice work culture to be in, but it's too bad. Long story short, after a couple of years, I said, oh, okay, they closed. Well, I decided to leave that other company eventually, and then I had to find a new job. So I went back to Express, and this time started to look at other different offices since my old branch had closed down. Long story short, that's what you see up here. So over the phone, I spoke with several associates, and one of those associates was at a kind of like Eastern District, and he had we kind of clicked with one of the interviewers, but unfortunately, due to my resume and portfolio, I had other credentials that kind of got in the way of conflict of interest, and so as a result, I just couldn't. I wasn't able to do the jobs that they had in mind for me because of I wasn't overqualified, I wouldn't say, although maybe in some cases I was. I wouldn't know. It's more that one of the experiences I had was in self-employment, and that was in conflict of interest, one of the gigs that they had for me, so that's unfortunate. Anyways, so then I sought out a different area, a different franchise of Express, and this was further up north. And that's the Richmond Hill office, and that's the one that you see here. It's the contact, the owner, franchisee owner. Again, so I called, we had a conversation here and there, exchanged a couple emails, and with her colleagues, and it was generally cordial, let's just say. But it was a dead end, and at the end of the day, I was dealing with some difficult circumstances due to the previous workplace, and I hadn't recovered. And so, if anything, I need to go to therapy, and that's basically the start of the crisis, right? Anyways, and so as a result, I wasn't able to follow through. They gave me jobs and gigs, and some of them were pretty good paying. They were at the time, just think of like 2020, paying like $21 to $24, $24 an hour. I didn't take it because it was far away. But honestly, it was a bit of an excuse because usually I wouldn't have mind if I was still in a healthy state of mind, but I just wasn't, and so that's a missed opportunity. So that's that. I just eventually coming full circle here, right? The reason why I have this page open is because through notifications, someone reached out to me on LinkedIn. And she apparently is a founder of these, startup entrepreneurial, education-focused startups. A founder of a teaching and connecting and networking organization. You can think of connecting top 500 Forbes leaders, businessmen and businesswomen connecting with each other to see how it's like B2B sales. Anyways, let's just say G reached out to me and asked, she saw my portfolio, says it seems quite interesting. You worked for, or she thought I was the franchisee owner of Express at one of these offices, and she said she'd love to connect with me and see what she can do to help me leverage their educational learning platform. And so I was kind of flattered, but like I said, that's very flattering. However, I am not the owner. In fact, here so-and-so is, so S is, I connected G with S. And I said, here's her profile. Best of luck. So just very cordial business correspondence. And a couple days later, G responded with thanks. And that's it. That's basically why this is open. And usually, these managers are typically very well connected. Again, it's usually over 1,000 or so. So I'm just gonna click here. Experience that she has as a franchisee. Oh, sorry, that's a different one. Give me a moment. This is the right one. Sorry, the reason why I'm so congested is I was gonna take a shower, but no, I can't really do that right now. So, because I have so much of this to get through, and the time, I spent there's a lot to do outside. I went to the library, went to get some new materials, had lunch outside, went to a mall, to get some stuff done logistically, and then, yeah. Anyways, so yeah, this is the page of the franchisee owner S. Again, privacy confidential, no full names, but honestly, if anything, this is more like PR. This is nothing confidential. Actually, this is like a publicly accessible LinkedIn profile, because of course they're managers and helps run the network. But so here's the about. Are you looking for a new career? Right. She's obviously marketing the office and the brand. Are you re-entering the workforce? Are you looking to supplement your income? Whatever your employment needs are, Express can help. With experienced and dedicated staff, Express will match you with a new job that fits your needs and unique skill set. From administration to office staffing to warehouse work to executive recruitment, Express has the job you're looking for in full-time, part-time, permanent, flexible, and blah blah. I'm not going to continue, but long story short, and then she posts, obviously, right, her own content management schedule. And so about 1.5 or 1,523 followers. Okay. So that's one, and one tab down, right? And like I said, this is going to be released because even though it's all digital stuff here, I'm going to say that it is relationships, very core. We're covering LinkedIn when it comes to the kind of niche and domain of life in terms of research and digital administrative work. It's like LinkedIn and employment and business. But at the same time, it's also covering relationships and personal experiences and networking in general. So I'll definitely toss this onto a Sunday. So here's one tab done. And this tab is actually, I can probably put away the privacy graphic, let's be honest about this. So on this tab, right, like I said, this is where my notifications usually pop up. And so if anything, this is probably where I ended up seeing, oh god, the graphic is kind of not working. This is where I ended up receiving the invitation to connect with G. She reached out to me, and I didn't actually respond for a couple of days because I was thinking, maybe she's got the wrong person or whatever. And but no, she eventually sent me a message asking to about the head office, and I'm like, I just work there. I'm not a manager by any means. Anyways, this is the LinkedIn, obviously, notifications. You can see that I have several things pop up here. Your daily sun rundown, learn more about your regional police, learn about employee at Walmart, it's popular, congratulations to Ralph C. You appeared in 12 searches, blah-de-da, suggested for you. Anyways, I'm obviously not going to go to messaging because that's actually where the message would be from G. And then I sent the URL of S to her, but I'm not going to do that. Obviously private messages, so I don't want to showcase that. But we can get rid of this and then hop onto the next tab, which actually is a grand opening photo. So this is when the office up north by Richmond Hill I just opened. So I went through to see the credentials and the kind of experiences and history behind a corporate behind a new company, right? Because I was thinking of at first joining after leaving, well, not leaving, but my office had closed in the northeast district. Office had closed during the pandemic, and then I wanted to see the office further east, and that didn't work out, so then I went up to the northern office, Richmond, and turns out that one didn't work out either, but I still want to before then research the company. And so of course, like you usually do during career prospects and stuff like that, I went through, and here's actually a photograph, which I'm not going to showcase again just because no faces. I don't want to do, again, just being private, holding up to privacy. But basically you could find this anyways. It's just a photograph of when they cut the ribbon, right? Cut the ribbon to the opening of the new office, or maybe it was like an anniversary photo. No, it says right here, I'll read it to you. Grand opening celebration, Express, Richmond. Team is excited to announce that we are open for business. If you're looking for work or looking to fill a position in your company, call us today at 905 ... Okay. So that is another tab down. But obviously this one I don't have any particular experience with. Which now brings us to the first page that I mistakenly started with. And this is actually someone who was a longtime friend and classmate way back in high school. And I'm going to say abbreviate, so that's GSM, so M. At the time, this was like way back, like before 2010. It's crazy to think that it's been over 15 years now. But anyways, he went to university at a different institution. I also went to university, different institution, and he pursued medical and became eventually. At first, in high school, you don't really know what everyone's gonna do. We get kind of preemptive plans and perspectives. Now, of course, in the neighborhood that at that time I've been all over the city, right? Just renting here, renting there, with the household tumultuous, lots of turmoil. He ended up at that time thinking of going to maybe dentistry. This is when we were just in grade 11 and grade 12. just think about, oh man, grade 11. Yeah, that's like 15. That's more than 15 years ago. It's crazy. Time flies, And yeah, he wanted to be a dentist at the time, thinking about it. And for me, I was thinking of either pharmacy or optometry. And it was like 4 of us, a group of 4 friends. Well, it was larger than that, but the 4 of us were closest. And he went to McMaster, and I'm not going to say any further because nothing. Again, I haven't given any names or anything like that. And he was probably one of the most down-to-earth and quite a charismatic guy, And so here is where he's kind of gone to now at this point. It's been a long time coming. Obviously, we've all graduated. I have my degree. He has his. I'm in biomed. He went to pursue something further. I believe he had a master's. I was going to go over something further as well, but then, blood-related issues. Blood and family not the same, but, you get the idea. And then he was able to continue. I've always known that among our friends group, he had probably by far the most healthy family relations. So for him, obviously, blood and family are the same, right, in that sense. Anyways, the point is he went on to achieve great things, I presume. And he would graduate and he would have co-op terms, I think. And so eventually, he ended up in a large, big pharma. So you think of Johnson & Johnson and Amgen and stuff like that. And that's what's listed on his experience. So senior associate, health technology assessment analytics, permanent full-time. And he's a senior associate from beforehand at Amgen, another large medical operation. So he's fairly well established now. I think at this point, he may even have he might be married with kids at this point. I have no idea. I haven't been able to catch up with him because I just had so much to do. But the last time we were in touch was probably 2-3 years ago. So it's been some time. But to be fair, thinking about how we used to spend so much time in high school, and that was more than 15 years ago, a decade and a half, and the fact that I was still in touch with him about 2-3 years ago means that for over a decade, even after we graduated from high school, we were still in touch. And I remember, honestly, fond memories of us going to the mall, even after, during the summer on semesters that we overlined in 2013, 2015. There are rare occasions that me and him and a small group of friends would actually go watch a movie or something like that. And afterwards, as we start to get into careers and stuff like that, and had different group of friends, and as usual, we get a little bit more distanced, we still kind of kept in touch through messages over Facebook and stuff like that. And yeah, so the fact that we kept up until the pandemic, I think a pandemic's 2020. The last time I messaged him and he messaged me was 2021. All right, just checking in on him. He checked in on me, make sure we're all doing well. We haven't passed away from COVID or anything like that, or our loved ones haven't, or so on and so forth. And yeah, so that was the last time I remember us connecting. So anyways, with due time, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna reach out to him again. So I'm gonna close that. And well, I guess what's next is I can kind of show this. This is part of, I guess, LinkedIn, because we just gave a story about me and my kind of old colleague. And actually, I do have some updates about him a little bit from a mutual. So a more distant person from high school, recently kept him. Oh god, my hair looks like shit. It was like I said, I was gonna undo everything because I was gonna take a shower, but whatever. This is McMaster. Like what is this? This is okay, let's remove. There we go. So McMaster Daily News. It showed up on notifications. Right, this is just relevant because my old-time friend here, he graduated from McMaster, so McMaster University. You can see .ca, discover academics, current students, future students. I don't know, maybe some of you are in university as well. Research, library, what you're studying. So news, directories, faculty, staff directory. And you see down here, welcome to the neighborhood. And it's an article about August 20th, 2024. About half a year ago, our surrounding communities prepared to welcome a new cohort of students. The university is launching its annual campaign to encourage students to be good neighbors. So students settling in the Westdale and Ainsley Wood areas have a chance to get to know the families, businesses, and people around them. The Good Neighbor campaign encourages them to introduce themselves to new neighbors and to contribute to a great living environment in the neighborhood. McMaster students, quote, have been part of the fabric of West Hamilton communities for more than 90 years and play an important role in continuing to make a great place to live, says Sean Van Connet, Associate VP, Students and Learning, Dean of Students. All right, so that's it for that. I don't really want to go any further. Long story short, McMaster, so... Alright, so I think this is going to be the second last tab we'll cover. Again, still relations. I'm still going to upload it as part of the Sunday uploads. And this one here is on what's it? This is right. So as I mentioned before, G reached out. Here's the message. Again, you can't see anything because I'm blocking it out. Private messages. Don't want to show DMs or anything. But it says hello, my name, reach if you're looking if you're doing well, I'm reaching out to connect as I believe there's a great opportunity for collaboration between our organizations. Would love to discuss how our Speakers Alliance connect. Now again, I'm not going to say the full organizational name. And then I responded, I agree there could be great potential, but I'm not a franchise owner in this province. But S is, let's say, Susan. I just made up a name. But Susan is owner of the Richmond office. Okay, is probably the better person to discuss your ideas with. You can find her LinkedIn profile here. Cheers. And then eventually she's like, a couple days later, hi, thank you so much. And then just thumbs up, and that's it. So very cordial. There's business communications. I'll probably run through two more of these. At one point, I say A. A is a sports aspiring sports business leader. Again, no full names, privacy, confidentiality. Several people usually reach out, oftentimes to me. I'm not sure how or why, but maybe just pop up in their recommended feed or something. And what ended up happening is, they end up sending me a message asking to connect or something like that. And my response is usually along the lines of, I wonder what's here. I don't really like to accept invitations from people I don't know personally in real life. And it's not like I don't like to, but I just don't see the purpose, right? It's like you add all these, it's like, it reminds me of when people, I really never understood. I mean, I get it, but it's not the best decision to make. It's just when you see those artificially inflated, they are artificially inflated Facebook friend numbers. You see some people who have 1,000 friends, but actually part of that is just because most of them are acquaintances, and half of them they never connect with. I never really understood that. I'm much more the kind of person to say, I'd rather have like 10 really close friends than 1,000 like acquaintances and stuff like that. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just, I don't know, like I said, it feels kind of fake, right? It's like, do you really know these people? Not quite. But it doesn't hurt when you're in a business field to network though. So I can definitely resonate with that. That being said, for me personally, in the specific case of LinkedIn, when people reach out to me, unless there's something related to work or business and they happen to know me in real life, then I usually just decline, or I don't decline, but I give them a friendly notice, because if they reach out and my first impression is just, especially, you really don't know people, right? Like I've said recently that people can be pretty awful. So I'm just guarding up with some boundaries here, right? If there isn't any work related or business related affairs, and I also ask them, do you need any help or something? So when they send the invitation, I just respond. I just send a message to them and say, I don't accept it. I just, reach out and say, hey, hi, blah, A or G. I think you may have, right, here's my message, right? Hello, have we met before? This is just a friendly notice that you may have mistaken me for a different person, accidentally connected with someone other than who you intended. If not, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, best of luck in your professional pursuits. Just a very short, quick message. Just saying that maybe they had someone else with the same name. And then it was, so A responded, so sorry, did connect thinking you were someone I knew. Thanks for clarifying. Hope you have a great day. Good luck with everything. And I said, all good, just a heads up, that's all. Cheers. Likewise, all the best. And that's kind of as short as it is. Just short, sweet, to the point. And yeah, I think that's it. That's the last. This happening several times. And that's about it. So I think that covers even business communications and relationships on not even a minor acquaintance level. It's more like strangers, right? Passing by, so passerbys. So that's about it. And I think that's it for this Sunday relationships. Again, they don't all have to be deep relationships, but imagine passing by. I've had that episode before in the past where I said I was on the bus, and it was really nice because I ended up speaking with this old granny and this Italian guy, this old Italian man, and the three of us just had a couple laughs as we were stuck on the bus for about half an hour. So stuff like that, it's just like passing by, even with a stranger, it's still just kind of heartwarming. And so with that being said, that's it for this episode, and we'll see you guys in the next one, which I'm going to start recording strictly employment related stuff regarding LinkedIn. So it's going to be probably a Friday upload, but again, it's going to be in March or something like that. So that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.